questions box. So we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so this is the team over at Rightline. That's me right here in the top left-hand corner. Mark Miller is the owner. Roy takes care of all the internal stuff. Sergio is our main programmer. And Craig and David run other rooms, and Charles is our tech guy. So before we get started, we always have to do the disclaimer. Basically says we're not giving any buy, sell, hold recommendations, blah, 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 blah. Don't trade with money you can't afford to lose. Everything we talk about in this webinar is for educational purposes only. If I show you my trade journal in this webinar, that is my personal trade journal, okay? So we're not soliciting anything, we're not brokers or whatever. All right, so let's keep going. My name is David Kushner. I've been trading the markets for over 25 plus years, probably even longer by now. I've traded stocks, options, futures, and Forex. My background was I had an automotive parts business for 28 years that I started when I was 18 years old. I sold it in 2005, and since then I've been trading full time. So like most of you, you probably have a whole shelf full of indicators or a hard drive full of indicators trading systems that came with a lot of empty promises of helping you become a more profitable and more consistent trader. I know that I have about 3 or 4 hard drives full of stuff that I no longer use that is just a waste of money. I've spent a small fortune probably on trading until I came across the money flow tracker software. And since then, the last 3.5 years, that's all I've been trading with. So I was in a webinar like you are with me that Mark Sachs did, and Mark is a developer of the software. And I quickly realized that his methodology isn't based around the same old indicators that everybody else teaches, but more based on mathematical modeling and triple and quadruple screen analysis. I'll explain what that is. And now I only trade with institutional order flow, money flow. It's made me much more profitable. I'm running over a 70% win-loss rate, and I'm much more consistent than I've ever been trading. This is the agenda for this evening. How to trade with how the money flow tracker software works, the high probability setups, the unbreakable rules, how I trade breakouts and sidestep a lot of losing trades, the auto trader, the money flow tracker auto trader, and how to pass the evaluations to become a funded trader. So those who stay till the end of the webinar, we have a very special discount this evening, plus some additional software as a quick action bonus. So do you ever wonder why some traders succeed while other traders don't? In the world of trading, the difference between success and failure can be as stark as day and night. So let's delve into the reasons why some traders thrive and others stumble. The first thing is a lack of a trading plan. Successful traders meticulously plan their moves. They know what they'll trade, when, and how. And so without a solid trading plan, you're like a ship without a compass with no direction. So realize one thing. Everything you do, you have a plan. Whether it's trading, whether it's going to the store, when you go to the store, you get in your car, you're going to turn right on this street, left on this street. You're going to know what you're going to do. If you remember what you want when you get to the store, you're going to buy what you want. That's your plan for that. Well, trading has to be the same way. The second thing is you don't have an edge. An edge is a unique advantage in the market. It could be a strategy, it could be technical analysis, it could be understanding a certain asset. And traders that don't have an edge often struggle. So our edge is the money flow tracker software and trading with institutional order flow. The next thing is psychological challenges. Trading is as much about psychology as about numbers. Fear, greed, impatience can sabotage even the best strategies. So developing mental resilience and emotional discipline is crucial. So we call it developing a mental mindset for trading. Next thing is over trading. Everybody's done it. I don't do it anymore, but leads to exhaustion, poor decision making, and quality over quantity matters. And in the trading room, we have a saying that We are here to make money, not to make trades. We don't take a ton of trades every day, right? We wait for our setups and not adapting. The markets evolve. Traders who refuse to adapt to changing conditions fall behind. So you got to stay informed. You have to stay flexible. What's going in the market? What's happening. So remember, trading success isn't guaranteed, but understanding these pitfalls can improve your odds. So what do you need to create trading success? Well, the first thing you need is software to provide you with a competitive edge over all other traders. The second thing you need is that edge to track the direction of money flow. So what did I say earlier? When I say money flow, order flow, we're only looking to trade with institutional money flow. Number 3, etched in stone rules to follow, and this will eliminate discretion. And the fourth thing, which is the most important in my opinion, is patience. Patience to let the trade set up. So we're going to break down the system in detail and we'll get started. But before, I'm going to show you a couple of trades that we've taken. Here's an options trade using the money flow tracker. Here's another one for 188%. Here's a trade on the 30-year bonds for 41 ticks at 31 and a quarter a tick, $1,281. Here's one on the euro. I could show you chart after chart after chart, but you know what? That's not going to help you make money. So it's likely that you have a problem making money. According to the poll, a lot of you guys aren't as consistent and profitable as you want to be. And why? Because you don't have the proper tools to officially manage your trades. You overtrade, you revenge trade, you make impulsive trading decisions. Somebody in the room said today, because we didn't really have any setups, don't take boredom trades. I never really heard of that before, but it's true. People sit down in front of the computer and right away, the first thing they want to do is push that button. Let's make that money. Let's do something. We don't do that. You lack consistency. You trade with indicators that lag price. You don't have a proven mathematical trade methodology. And all these things lead up to blowing trading accounts. So my commitment to you is to bring this to an end. So why do they say that 95 to 98% of traders go broke? Because they follow the same old things: price action, MACD, Elliott waves, price patterns, Fibonacci. None of these things have any future predictive properties. Okay, and no, I am not saying that the money flow tracker software can predict the future. I am not saying that, right? So Mark Sachs, who was the developer of the money flow tracker software, he had over 15 plus years in the study of field of applied mathematics. He was a professor at Jefferson University, and after 8 long years, he engineered the money flow tracker software and trade methodology that can improve your trading performance. And we have over 500 traders that we trade with shoulder to shoulder every day between the 3 trading rooms. Before we get started, I would like to share with you my trade journal. So I use an online trade journal. So every day, at the end of the day, I do a performance report in NinjaTrader. I download all my trades into an Excel file, and I click here, and here's the one from the 29th of August, right? It's already in front of my click. And then what this does is it imports all my trades, even the NinjaTrader trade ID, the time entered, the time exit, everything, the strategy, the setup, right? So this is what my data is right now, right? So we're in September. Let's go back to August, right? So we're at a 74.12% win rate, but look at our profit factor, 3.5, 3.5 to 1, which means we're risking 1 to make 3.5. Every dollar we risk, we will make 350, right? So here is the equity curve for this year, starting in January 1st. Actually, January 1st, we had a little losing day. So, and then a constant steady rise with dips and bumps along the way, which is expected. And here's our report for the month. So look, August, we did $12,487. with a win rate of 82.21% and a profit factor of 5.45% to 1. Okay. Right. So if we look at August, how many days did we not trade in August? Well, we didn't trade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. We didn't take trades. Why? Because we didn't have setups. But we didn't trade 7 days, and we still made $12,487. And this is my reason behind that is if we would have traded these choppy, non-trending days, these would have been losing days. So it's okay not to trade every day. Terrence, why are the profitable trades so small? Is this all? I don't understand what you mean. I mean, here's a day that we did $2,200. I'm trading 6 accounts. All right. So you can see that, our best month so far this year was June. July, we did 13,000. And August, we did 12,000, and we're having a really good year. And we don't take a ton of trades, right? So that's my trade journal. Okay. So that's my way of being transparent on what I do and my trading, right? So look, the markets consist of many small retail traders plus one or more large institutional trader. Well, since we already know that retail traders lose money, most of them, why would you want to trade with them? The institutional traders are the ones that move the market, right? So we want to trade with them. We don't want to trade with the retail traders. So the money flow tracker software has 3 key metrics that determine money flow. So when I say money flow, order flow, whatever, it's only institutional order flow. So the first one is triple screen assessment of correlative markets using our AI engine. The next one is triple screen assessment of order flow. And the last one is triple screen assessment of LIQUIDITY for momentum. So what do I mean by triple screen analysis? Means that we're using a multiple of 3. So if you're trading a 2-minute, your mid time frame is going to be 6 and your larger time frame is going to be 18. We trade with Unirankos, so we're trading with range bars. That's a total of my profit and loss per all my accounts per day. All right, so triple screen assessment of order flow is the first powerful force that moves price. So when I say triple screen assessment of order flow, most people think that you look at these candles with all these numbers on the left, on the right, on the top, on the bottom, on the inside, outside, upside down, and sideways. You cannot determine what's going on here and be able to make good trading decisions by these candles. So what we did was we came up with a better way of determining order flow. But when I say triple screen assessment of order flow, I mean the order flow has to be going in the same direction on 3 time frames. So our order flow candles look like this. If it's a green outline of the candle, means the delta of the candle is positive. If the outline of the candle is red, means the delta of the candle is negative, means the way I think of it when I'm trading is there's more buyers in this candle, there's more sellers in this candle. And just keep it super simple. All right. And so I wanted to show this screenshot before we went any further so you can understand what the charts look like. Our charts are very clean, very easy to read. Our indicators are based off of these colored line charts, except the modified LIQUIDITY, which is on the bottom, but the modified LIQUIDITY is also represented in one of these line indicators. All right. So the second most powerful force that moves price is the triple screen assessment of LIQUIDITY, right? And we call our hybrid candles, which we're the only one that has the wicks inside of the candle on a Unirenko. So again, triple screen assessment of the modified Laguerre. We want 3 time frames in agreement. And triple screen and then the wicks. So if you look at the wicks here, this wick opened and closed where the previous candle closed. This wick opened and closed where the previous candle closed. Same with this one, but this one was a pullback wick. And we use these pullback wicks to our advantage. And I'll explain to you a little bit further on in the webinar. All right. So the next thing is the modified Laguerre. So what is the modified Laguerre? We took all these indicators, added an algorithm to it, and developed the modified Laguerre. Now, the modified Laguerre does not show divergence like other oscillators. It just shows the strength of the trend. So this line chart on the bottom is showing what the modified Laguerre is doing. So when it crosses below 20, it turns red. When it crosses above 20 and is sloping up, it will be lime green. When it crosses above 80, it turns dark green. When it crosses below and is sloping down, it will be orange. But you don't really need to know all that because we want to trade it when it's pinned at 100 or pinned at 0, so we get our acceleration dots. Right? So the next thing are our quant lines, right? And that's the third most powerful force that moves price. Now our quant lines, they take 28 market components. They're examined by our AI engine system for correlation. Now, most people know what correlation is. Most people don't use it in their trading, but we do. Why? Well, you know what? If ES is going up, do you think your trade would be helped if NQYM and RTY are going up? If all the markets are rallying, don't you think that would help your ES trade? But on the other end is if ES is going up, but NQ and YM and RTY are selling off, what do you think is going to happen to ES? Eventually, it's going to start selling off too. So, we look at it this way. It's very powerful to see if all the markets going in the same direction. It's like the old saying, a rising tide floats all boats. Well, it's kind of the same way in trading. Now, the next thing we did was we figured, you know what, let's add a 4th time frame. This will keep us even more out of choppy non-trending markets. And we call that the quadruple screen assessment. We called our C2 indicator. So the C2 indicator just adds another time frame. That's all it does. But it's displayed on the chart by this stair-stepping line on top of the candles, green going up and dark red going down. So I showed you all the components. Now I'll show you how easy it is to put it all together. So now these are the rules in the setup. And I always say, if you can follow these easy to follow rules, you should have very high probability trades. I am not saying, nor in any way or any time I would ever say that every trade is going to be a winner, because that is virtually impossible. And if anybody ever tells you that every trade is going to be a winner, don't walk away, run away, because that is impossible. Not everybody can have every trade be a winner. So here are the rules. Colored background, green going up, dark pink going down. 3 time frames in agreement. Now we want 4 time frames in it, so we need the C2 indicator, the stair-stepping line. The next rule is the solid line and the dot dash line. We call the dot dash line the 15. It's not just a 15 period moving average. These are our formulas in this line. We want to have the solid line above the dot dash line going up and below it going down. The next rule is, if you are coming up to resistance, a pivot, the VWAP, higher time frame support resistance, whatever we're using, it must break that by 3/4 of the body of the candle, and then you must wait for a pullback candle. And there's a reason we wait for the pullback candle that I'll get to in a little bit. The fifth rule, both quants, top one is a short term, the bottom is a long term, must be in agreement. The multiple time frame Laguerre must be in agreement with the quants. And the modified Laguerre must be in agreement with the quants and pinned at 100 and 0 so you get your acceleration dots. So here's the setup. Here's the result of the trade. 63 ticks. Now, how do we know where to exit? Well, you can trail, you can do whatever you want, but we like to trail. We like to wait till the 15 changes color from green to yellow or green to red. Okay, if we can stand in the trade that long. And it's very difficult to do that, but that's what we try to do. So trading with the money flow tracker rules will keep you out of choppy, non-trending markets, which usually leads to losses. And this is where most people, people come and say, well, I made money yesterday, I had a great day yesterday, and I gave it all back today. And I lost money the next day, and then the next day I made money, and at the end of the week I worked my butt off for 5 days and I'd hardly made any money. Why? Well, because they're trading on non-trending, crappy, low volume markets where institutionals are not trading, and they're trading back and forth with retail traders, and they can't understand why they're not making money. So it's okay not to trade every day. There's no law that says you have to trade every day. Look at your end of your week. Look at the end of the month. Don't look at it on a daily basis. So here's a trade that I took on CL. So my first profit target is 10 ticks and my stop goes to break even, right? And then I trailed and exited on line change. So this trade here, I broke the pivot, waited for the pullback, got the entry, placed my order as the candle was pulling back, and I'll explain to you how I do that. That's $100 on the first contract and $550 on the second contract. So the money flow tracker software will give you clear and exact entries, clear and exact exits, and you get all your pre-configured ATMs as part of your software. So now I'm going to show you how I trade breakouts and sidestep a lot of losing trades using my pullback and go strategy. It's really simple. I can grab my pen here really quick. All right. So you can see here's a pivot. The shaded area is a higher time frame support area. So you can see it breaks by the pivot. We get a pullback candle. This is the strategy. As the candle is pulling back, about 50% of the candle or more, that's when I place my order sell on down close. And why do I do that? Because markets tend to break support, pull back, right? A lot of time, usually breaks support, pulls back, retests it. In this case, it went down. But what happens if it goes up? If this candle here closes up, this order automatically gets canceled, right? But this keeps us out of a lot of head fakes, a lot of false breakouts by waiting. Sometimes we get a pullback candle here, right? Sometimes I can't draw with a mouse very good, but we wait for that pullback candle because you don't know if it's going to pull back and retest and go back the other way, maybe just a stop run or liquidity grab, or it's going to continue. So if it pulls back and you place your order, it's like we're telling the market, hey, market, prove it. Prove to us that your intentions are to go the direction you're showing us right now. We'll give up a few ticks, but prove it to us. All right, let me get my mouse back here. All right, let's keep going here. All right, Here's one on RTY. Broke the pivot, pulled back, placed the order, first profit target, second profit target. Here's another one on crude oil. Here's two of them on the Canadian dollar, right? So now let's talk about the money flow tracker auto trader. I love the auto trader. Look, here's a trade I took, 704 ticks. Another trade, 665 ticks. Another trade, 1,016 ticks. Another trade, all right? So what does it do? Well, it follows the rules. That's what it does. It follows the rules that I just explained to you 5 minutes ago. I'm going to open up the strategy. I have a screenshot here, but the screenshot, I have a screenshot, but I can explain it better from the strategy itself. So let me open up. It's actually called the Revo Revolution strategy. I'm going to go back one slide because it's very confusing having that and the strategy open. Oh wait, where's the strategy again? No, I guess I have to open it back. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to put my template that I use on it. I'll just put this one here. This is fine. So look, what were the rules I just went over? The bias is the colored background. We want the bias in C2, so I check it. We want the Laguerre to be red or green. We want the multiple time frame Laguerre to be red or green. Okay, we want the 50-50 signals. We want all this stuff to be red or green. All this we want to be red or green. The MA diff, I'll explain that to you what that is. I can explain to you right now so you understand. The MA diff is how far is right up here. So right now on this particular chart, the MA diff is 192. How far away from the 50 is price, right? There's a formula that's used, a mathematical formula, but we're showing 192, right? And that's our way of determining if the market is overbought or oversold. By how far away from the 50 is it? Because it gets too far away, and we have different MA diffs for different instruments. And probably 90% of the time, when the MA diff gets too high, expect to pull back within a few candles. All right, so let's keep going. We want the MA diff to be under 350. We want to clear the pivots. We want to clear the higher time frame support resistance zone. We call them VZ signals. We want the quants both to be red or green. Now, this number is very important, the first target value. And why? Because our first target on this is the MNQ swing trade. We use a large bar size on this, is 80 ticks. So we put 81 here. And what this number is determining is if you are under 81 ticks, right? And you're coming up to a pivot, and there's not at least 81 ticks between the pivot, between where price is and the pivot, it will not take the trade. Or a volume zone, it will not take the trade. So it won't trade into obstructions or support and resistance. It will wait after that to take the trade. This also has built-in money management. We have lots of people that just subscribe to the software for the auto trader because they have jobs, and they set this up and they turn it on in the morning before they go to work. So we have money management. So let's say you want to make $1,000 and you don't want to risk any more than, let's say, $300 that day, right? Well, if it goes down and you're down 300, it will not take any more trades. It will not, if you're in a trade and it goes above 1,000, you stay in the trade, and the trade will be managed the same way it's managed through the strategy. Okay, it won't close the trade. And let's say you're up $2,000, it's not going to close the trade because your profit limit is 1,000. Okay, And the way we manage the trade is that we have what we call on exit on line change. Where is it? Where's exit on line change? Exit on line change right here. Trade management. So I'm trading 4 micros. These are my stops. This is my first profit target. After my first profit target is hit, my stop goes to break even and it exits on line change. Okay. Also, it has in here where you can, where is it? You can tell it when you want it to start trading and when you want it to stop trading. And then on the bottom here, we have exit on session close in seconds. So 3,630 seconds is the total session. I think it's about 10 seconds before that, or 30 seconds before that, it will close your trade. Because if you're trading on with a prop firm, you cannot hold your positions overnight. All right. So here's the equity curves from 2021 and 2022 on the MNQ swing trade that I just showed you. I don't have 2023 because I lost all my data and I can't get it back. So I am running it on 2024. So here's a trade, and where's my recording here? That I was in this trade and I got the first profit target really quick. So I said, you know what? I think this is going to be one of these great trades. So I turned on my recorder, right? Almost got stopped out at break even. I'm just going to go fast forward here. So look, we're up 272 ticks. Now we're up 344. Now we're up 483, 559, and we're out at 570. 570 ticks. And yes, we had pullbacks and bumps and ups and downs along the way. And if you watch this tick by tick, you will lose your marbles. It's just very difficult to watch tick by tick, right? But so look at this, we traded 4 contracts. So basically we traded $1 a contract, $1 a tick, the first 80 ticks, so that's $80, and $570 on the second 2 micros. So that's $650 on this trade, and it entered itself and exited itself. So, we don't get trades like that every day. Actually, today, I'll show you what trades we had today. Here's one in the morning, right? So this trade would have been taken. This is the 3/4 candle, would have been taken here and would have exited on line change. 360 ticks. That one was at 10:30 this morning, and then there's this afternoon, right? Here is the break of the 3/4 candle. It doesn't wait for a pullback. The 15 never changed to any other color, so it's still in the trade all the way down to here. That's 644 ticks. So 644 ticks, almost 1,000 ticks today, just on the auto trader. All right, so let's go ahead and put this back. All right, I know Rory's answering all the questions. I just wanted to make sure. All right, so now how to pass the evaluations. Okay, this might sound ridiculous to you, but this is really true. Focus on the process. Don't focus on the carrot. What do I mean by that? Focus on trading well. What do I mean by that? Focus on your setups. Focus on what you're doing. Do not focus on your profits. I have a friend that he's a trader on the exchange for a firm, and he tells me that all the traders on the floor, they never talk about how much they want to make. They only talk about their risk. Well, how much did you risk on that trade? All right, well, they're worried about their risk. They're risk managers. You have to be a risk manager. If you focus on trading well, your profits will take care of themselves. Believe me, it's true. I didn't believe it for a long time. right? So, the challenge or evaluations, whatever you're gonna call it, really designed to make you fail because of the parameters they put in place, like how many trading days to pass. The trailing drawdown is basically the biggest one. So how do you handle the trailing drawdown? So let's say you go ahead and you buy a 50K account from whichever firm, right? And you have a trailing drawdown of $2,500. Well, forget about the $50,000 account because you don't have $50,000, all right? You don't, right? Unless you build that account up to $50,000, then you'll have a $50,000 account, but you don't. You have a $2,500 account. Remember that. Your account is your drawdown. It's like putting $2,500 in the account and trading that account. When that $2,500 is gone, you're done. Your account's blown. So my process is I never risk more than 10% of my drawdown on any one trade. So when I trade NQ, I must trade micros because we use a 40 tick stop. And I keep my risk parameters $250 on every trade. Why? Well, win rate versus reward. Well, I'm way over 60, so not concerned with this. But if you're a one-to-one trader, you need to be 60% win-loss rate to be profitable. If you're a 2-to-1, you could be right 40% of the time and still be a profitable trader. Think about that. You could be wrong 6 out of 10 times and still be profitable. If you're a 3-to-1 trader, did I say that right? If you're a 40%, yeah. If you're a 3-to-1 trader, you could be profitable only 30% win rate. So rather than avoid risk, take intelligent risk, and that gives you that competitive edge. Just like this little mouse. Now, he's going to get that piece of cheese, but his risk is, is this thing going to flop over and hit me in the head, right? But his real risk is he's wearing a helmet. So if he gets hit in the head, he's not going to really feel it that much. So trading success, what does that mean? Financial freedom means no financial pressure, no work. You work from home, you have no commute, you have no boss, and you have the advantages of being a full-time trader. Which means if you just don't get up one morning and you're not feeling good or you're not feeling like trading or just don't, whatever, you don't have to. And if you make your money in the first 10 minutes of the market, means you could be done for the day. All right, so let me answer Ian's question. The results you showed from the trading room hours, how many contracts for MNQ, are those results for counts? Okay, the results I showed you, most of it, 80% of it probably is from trading in the room. Okay, it doesn't matter. Look at it this way. What's the difference? I usually trade 2 contracts per trade. What's the difference if I trade one account and trade 12 contracts, or I trade 6 accounts and trade 2 contracts? There's no difference. No difference at all. That's the power of compounding your accounts. Let's say I know a guy, he's got 20 accounts at one firm, and when he makes $100 on a trade, he's done trading for the day. That's $2,000 in one trade. That means if he takes one trade on CL for 10 ticks, he's done for the day. And most of the time he's done trading like within the first hour of the day. So there's no difference in trading one account, 12 contracts, or doing 6 accounts with 2 contracts. The reason why I like trading 6 accounts because there are some days that the markets aren't that great, are a little choppy, but still okay. I don't trade all my accounts. I cut it down. Some days the markets are really good. I'll trade all my accounts. It just all depends on what I'm seeing in the market in the first half hour of the market. And that's how I determine what I'm doing. And that's the way for me to manage my risk of my accounts. Does that make sense, Ian? Gene, you're going to have to contact him. All right. So now you have two choices. The first choice, if you're making money and you're doing well, God bless you, continue on your current path. But from the poll and from what I gathered, most of you are kind of struggling, not getting your results you want. You know, you could take action today and join us. I'm going to show you what we're doing as far as the money flow tracker, what we're going to subscription we're giving this evening. So the benefits and features are easy to learn. You get all the workspaces and ATMs and everything. It's perfect for beginners. Sometimes I wish I was. Perfect for any account size. Yeah, we have tons of people in the room. They just trade micros and they're perfectly happy with that. And there is nothing wrong with that. You can trade futures, Forex, stocks with it. So what we did this evening is we put together a package to make the software affordable for everybody, so everybody can start becoming a more profitable trader. So the first thing we're going to include in the package is the market scanner, which is a $9.99 value, and this is what mine looks like. So across the top, we have different size Renko bars, and then across the left side are the instruments. And let's say like on CL, we trade on a 2-5-10. Oh, I just messed it up. Anyways, we trade CL on a 2-5-10. It's flat. Just because we have a buy doesn't mean that you have technically a buy signal, right? It means that you have a potential setup. So you go and you look at the chart. If it is, fine. If it's not, we keep an eye on it because the conditions are there. So you'll get this as part of your software package. You'll get the NDT. Now, this is what we use to place our trades and set our ATMs. And the NDT is what we use to, we have a setting in here. I'm just going to open up one just to show you really quick. All right, the NDT, right? We have a setting in here where exit on line change. So if you take a trade and you have that checked, and this is where you put your ATMs and everything, it will exit on line change through the NDT. So that's a $14.99 value. You get the Masterclass series on futures, Forex, stocks, and options. They're really good. I've watched them. You'll get 1 month free in my trade room. Now, our trade rooms were part of a 4-year study by this Dr. Allen, and in his study, he reviewed more than 225 trading websites and evaluated them using several factors, including their transparency, proven track record, and assisting traders with educational materials and online support. And we came out on top. And this was published in Traders World and Stock and Commodities magazine. So this is our special offer that we're doing for this evening. So normally the software is $21.97. We're giving $1,000 off per year, $11.97. If you like to do a lifetime license, it's $29.97. We're giving $1,000 off at $19.97. And if you want to do a monthly subscription, we're giving $200 off at $397. Now, for the first 10 traders that come aboard, you will get the Revolutions, the Auto Trader, as part of your package, the $29.97 value. You'll get the NDT. You'll get the market scanner. You'll get 1 month in my trade room. You'll get all the training videos and tutorials, and you'll get your software installed by Charles, and you'll be coached by me. Now, this is less than $100 a month. So how many of you guys lost $100 today? Come on, be honest. I mean, look, I didn't take any trades today because it was choppy and we didn't really have any setups. But me, I lost 300 today. I made 200 today. Good for you, dear John. Most of you are saying you lost a little money today. And you'll get as an extra bonus, you'll get the minute charts for those who want to trade stocks in longer term. So here's my commitment to you so when you subscribe to the Money Flow Tracker software, it is to help you become a successful trader. Remember, if you're not successful, it's not your fault. Again, if you're not successful, it's not your fault. You're just not using the right tools to be successful. So what that means is like, it's like trying to pound a nail with a screwdriver. Yeah, if you sit there and hit it long enough, it'll go in. But if you use the hammer, the tool that's made for, then, you know, then what do you call it? Then boom, boom, and it's in, right? So, the money flow tracker software is totally unique and will give you the edge to trade with institutional order flow. So again, my commitment is to you not to just teach you how to read the setups. I could teach a 5-year-old to read the setups, honestly, but help you develop that mental mindset you must have in order to achieve financial independence. You have to have the mental mindset to be okay with sitting and watching and waiting. Most of the people in the trade room really have thanked me over and over and over again, teaching them patience and discipline. I've gotten so many compliments from people in the trade room saying, I admire your patience and your discipline. Yeah, well, my patience and my discipline is I am calling out trades, okay? And my responsibility is to take the best setups and to take the setups when they show. And if they don't show, I don't take them. Because if I break the rules, it means I'm a hypocrite. So I don't break the rules. No matter how much I want to sometimes, and I see something, I still won't break those rules because the rules are there and the rules give us the results that we've been having by following the rules. So look, I know a lot of people would rather talk to somebody and make their purchase, their subscription. If you put your name and your phone number in the questions box, either myself or Rory will call you after the webinar. You have no obligation to purchase. We won't call you 50,000 times. I hate when people do that. If you say you're not interested, then we'll respect your wishes and, maybe one day you will be, right? So look, it's a well-known fact that 95 to 98% of traders lose money, right? This guy here, he's just taking his hard-earned money and he's just flushing it. And this guy is the typical retail trader. And I'm not saying that everybody that's a retail trader is a retail trader. You know what I'm saying. You have people that come into the trading world and they think that it's going to be easy and they're make a ton of money. And maybe their first 3 or 4 trades are really successful and they're really going strong and they're really excited and go, oh, this is easy. I should have done this 50 years ago. And then all of a sudden, what happens? Boom. They get like whack-a-mole, right? And this is the typical thing of a retail trader. My friend that works at a brokerage firm, he says, they love it. They love it when somebody opens up a $5,000 trading account, right? But not our traders, okay? Our traders are trading with the institutional trader that's taking this guy's money, okay? That's taking this guy's money and trading. This is the institutional trader. So do you want to trade with the guy that's throwing his money, or do you want to trade with the guys that are taking the money? So what I was saying before, my friend, he says, but I love it when they open a $5,000 trading account because they know within a few weeks or a month or two, that account's gone, that money's gone, right? But we don't lose like that because we trade with the institutional order flow. Okay, Rory will call you in the morning. Yes, we will definitely hold you a spot. Okay, don't worry. So in the questions, in the GoToWebinar, okay, you have, oh, I hate when that does that. Okay, you have the chat, right? And in the chat, there's a link, right? So if you click on this link, let me go ahead and put that back here. It will open up this web page with my picture. And if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see that if you click on, if you want to do a yearly subscription, you click on this, right? You don't need a coupon code or anything. It's already applied. You go down to the bottom, $21.97 minus 1,000 is $11.97, right? And what we're going to do as an extra bonus is next year, when you resubscribe for 2025, we're going to keep you at the same rate. Okay? I think that was really awesome that they decided to do that. They're going to keep you at the same rate. So you just go to the chat window in your GoToWebinar control panel and use that link. And you're going to get $1,000 off a yearly, $1,000 off lifetime, $200 off monthly. And hold on a second. Rory's saying to welcome Robert, Sandy, he's still typing. Mohammed, Randy, welcome you guys. I really am excited. I'm getting excited. I love it when new people come in. I love teaching people how to trade. I guess because I struggled for so many years, and I like to see people, finally have the success that they've always been looking for. So you guys will get all the extras, the auto trader, the NDT, the market scanner, all the extras, you'll get that. And you'll get the minute charge. So this is a video. There's probably a ton of different people, keep changing it, but there's a ton of different testimonials by different clients of Rightline. But this particular woman, right? So she was in webinar just like you. And a friend of her gave her the link. She listened to Mark's webinar and she really liked, and she got kind of like that, really wanted to learn how to trade. So she contacted Mark and he took her under his wing and he taught her everything. She says, Mark taught me things, everything. He sat her down in front of a computer, gave her a chart, say a chart like this, right? Gave her a chart like this and said, I want you to, when you have a pink background and you have the solid line below the dot dash line and everything here below is red or green, I want you to click on, and you have the C2 indicator on top, I want you to click on sell on down close. And then opposite, on the up trades. So did that for 4 months. Did really well too. Well, to make a long story short, she's a 6-figure trader now, and she doesn't trade every day either. And I asked Mark, ask her why she doesn't trade every day. And her answer is, because I have no setup. That's exactly, he tells me, he goes, I have no setup. I had to push the button. So anyways, this was a email that was written into Rightline. And this was when about a few months after I started working with them and running a trading room. And this guy was in a webinar. His name's David. I call him David P because we have like 5 different Davids in the room. And he was in a webinar just like you are, and he sends me over the questions box, and he says, I'm the world's worst trader. I'm just tired of losing money, making money, losing money, making money. And I'm just really thinking about quitting trading, but I really like what you say, and I kind of really like you from your voice, from the way you're explaining everything. He says, if I subscribe, can you help me? I said, David, with absolutely no problem. Because it doesn't take me that long to help somebody become a successful trader as long as they follow the rules. So to make the long story short, he says, after watching the trading room every day, it's important to follow the rules for trading. We only take specific setups. When we follow the rules, we have about a 70% win rate. He had built this up to 7 funded Apex accounts and 7 funded Buell Knox accounts. Well, now he has 20 funded Apex accounts and 11 funded Buell Knox accounts. So think about this. 20 funded Apex accounts, if he takes one trade for $100, that's $2,000. 11 funded Buell Knox accounts, if he takes a trade for $100 each, that's $1,100. So he makes $100, 10 ticks on whatever. What does he make? $3,100, and he stops. And he stops. But then the double-edged sword is he doesn't make on every trade, but he has a max loss that he goes by too. So He's a very successful trader, put it this way. So along what he says here, he says the money flow tracker software, along with the methodology, allows him to act like a robot. So it eliminates any guesswork and eliminates his emotions from his trading. He uses the NDT, which allows us a single push button to enter trades. So every day he looks at it as simple. C setup, push button, C setup, push button, C setup, push button. And that's the way he handles his emotions. And he does really well, and I'm very proud of him. So again, this is what we are doing, $11.97 for the year, $19.97 lifetime with $1,000 off. And we will give anybody, Rory says, anybody that's in this webinar this evening, we will give the bonuses. We're not going to limit it. Well, I think that's awesome. So you'll get the auto. Let me tell you something. The auto trader is worth, if you just got this for the auto trader, you will be well worth making more than your $100 a month. I mean, I can't guarantee that. Okay, there's no guarantees in anything. But I know from what I've been using it, as long as I've been using it, and we just had an update to it, you know, I could just trade with that and just trade more contracts. So that is well worth the $100 a month that you're going to be paying for. Well, you would be paying for it, and then you have everything else also. So I guess personally, I can't understand why anybody wouldn't do this, to make money. So anyway, but everybody's different, and also, if you would like to speak with us before, just put your name and your phone number in the questions box like Roy did and Bob did and Sarah did and Roy, I can't pronounce the name. Anyways, to get callbacks, to ask questions and everything. All right. So that's pretty much it. I kept it within an hour. So let me tell you something. I love trading. I am so passionate about trading. I could talk and talk and talk and talk, but I also want to respect your time and not keep going and going and going. I kind of hate when I listen to somebody's webinar and they go and they keep going and they keep going and they're, all right, well, come on, let's get on with it. Tell us. They keep going and they keep going. I like to keep it within an hour. It keeps everybody's attention. Plus, you get more out of it. So anybody that decides to subscribe, and I'll go ahead and go back to the slide, that decides to subscribe, I will work with you with whatever you need. But honestly, it really doesn't take much to learn the software. It's very easy. And honestly, that's one thing that I really like about it, that it's easy to learn, and you get very high probability setups only when you follow the rules. So thank everybody for attending this evening. Look forward to working with a lot of you. You will get a recording of this, so if you want to rewatch it, go ahead. Have a great evening. Take care, and good night. Bye.